Hello and welcome to Anything and Everything Nerd Style.
You serious?
Yes, I'm serious. Dead serious. Now, without any further delay, please, let's get into the show. Hell yeah! Let's do this!
I'm waiting.
Boy, I'm glad all that's over.
Dude, this movie, I could have come up with 100 questions, but
Well,
it would
look,
have been a hard. Like, I started coming through the beginning of this movie. I was like, I forgot how much subliminal messaging was in some of these movies in the 80s. I was like, oh my God, my head was just getting like overwhelmed. I was like, dude, he could completely fuck us over in this because there's no way I can remember everything.
yeah. Like I wanted to do a lot of stuff, and honestly, towards the middle of the movie, I just stopped asking questions because there's nothing really else that's in there besides little things. Well, besides little things that only get mentioned once or said once, or you see it once.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
you didn't do like the band name?
Yeah.
For the enchantment. See, that would have been one of mine.
Yep.
It's like, what was the name of the band playing at the enchantment?
I mean, I can do it, but now you know the fucking question.
I already know the answer. It's Marvin Berry and
the Steelers or
Starlighters,
yeah.
and the Starlighters.
I didn't know
Yeah.
it. That was a good question.
But
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, what is the name of the band? Marvin Berry and the Starlighters. That would have been a good, solid question for the kind of end of the movie.
Yeah, or like, what's his band's name? Oh, that's not the end of the movie. Never mind.
No, that's kind of the beginning.
Yeah.
I can't remember his band's name.
Oh, really? I got one on Coleman.
What is it? I'm giving you.
It's the Pinheads.
Oh, it is Pinheads. Because I was like, oh, that's almost like Pinwheel, like those big tuna fisher people.
Don't worry, Coleman. I'm definitely going to say, or at least I think I want to say most of these that I feel like he might have done. I write down stuff on purpose.
I think me and you are definitely better at giving out all the information.
I know I fuck up sometimes.
Y'all kind of try to hide.
no.
the answers.
The Phantom Menace. I did not hide any answers.
No, in fact, though, sometimes he only talked was to give out an answer.
Yeah, to give. Hey, like okay, prime example.
I think it's good. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I said prime example. One of the ones I can think of right off the top of my head is, one of my favorite parts is also where they land. And they're like, another happy landing. Anyway, that was one of the answers. I know. But that was one of the answers that didn't get touched. And so I wanted to make sure it was out there. Like all my questions were like that on the Phantom Menace.
I have literally gone into circles sometimes to give out some of my answers. And you know what the sad thing is? Sometimes I go into full-fledged, way out of the realm of what we're talking about to give an answer.
Yeah.
And only one person will get it right. I'm like, I don't know what else I could do.
Dude,
Clinton, are you on this side?
No.
Yes, he's on. Well, for me, you're on that side.
Yeah, I'm on that side.
That's me.
So for you, the recorder, where are you on? Left on this side?
You're on my bottom. Coleman's to my left.
So you. So you're on the right.
Bottom.
No, you're pointing the wrong way.
No, for you, what side of the screen are you on? Left or right?
I'm on the right side.
Well, okay.
So you're on the right.
First off,
Yeah, top right. But that's not.
So I'm pointing.
That's Coleman that you're pointing at.
But hold on. In a camera, it's reversed. That's why he's pointing up and to the right.
This
is up.
Cause see on my screen, Clinton and Coleman. So
it's a mirror.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's so strange, man. It makes my dick hurt. Hey, by the way, Coleman, guess what, dude?
Oh yeah.
We're on Spotify now.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Do you like nerd shit? Because we do too. Welcome to Anything and Everything Nerd Style. I'm Clinton Ritchie. That is Coleman Ritchie.
Heyo.
And my favorite little buddy, James Orr.
Howdy.
Little's definitely. I mean, short in stature. I don't know about little.
I'm fun sized, dude. Okay, I'm fun sized. I'm like a leprechaun.
Remind me of Winnie the Pooh. I'm short, fat, and proud, in the mood for food.
Today we're going to be talking about the 1985 Back to the Future.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, of course, because that was the one that was made in 1985. But today we don't have somebody to do the fun fact because our buddy Kyle's not here. Unless Coleman wants to look one up real quick for us.
Oh, crap. I was just going to look up the.
My problem is
thing.
I usually look up all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, Coleman, do you? I'm going to do Kyle's.
Okay. I usually look up a bunch of stuff to throw in throughout the movie. But today I didn't look up anything, or throughout the week I didn't. I kind of messed up. I forgot about it until just now. Otherwise, I'd have something. Go ahead, James. Get us with that fun fact.
Wow. Okay, so I'm going to butcher this name. I know I am. But Zemeckis and Gale wanted to call their movie, I'm sure that's the producers and directors, maybe, wanted to call their movie, instead of calling it Back to the Future, they wanted to call it, or Sid Sheinberg, an executive at Universal, had a different idea. He wanted to call the film Spaceman from Pluto, which has nothing to do with the plot. Fortunately, Spielberg stepped in and helped Zemeckis and Gale keep the title they wanted.
Yeah.
Thank God, because that would have been embarrassing. That would have been like.
We're hearing that from a while ago that they wanted it like the whatever about
Spaceman
Mars,
from
right?
Pluto.
Yeah. Oh, from Pluto. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it does have one thing because as it's going through the beginning, there's like a shot. Oh, it's a book, the comic book name. Whenever the boy's like, "Look, Dad," and that's the name of the book, the comic book.
Whenever he crashes after he goes back to the past, and he crashes.
Old Man Peabody's house. Peabody's house. And that's why the one reference that it has to it.
Yeah.
It got put in there for that.
All right, Coleman.
Anyways.
What do you got on that? Go ahead.
Okay, so it says Marty McFly, a 17-year-old high school student, is accidentally sent 30 years into the past in the time-traveling DeLorean invented by his close friend and eccentric scientist Doc Brown.
And
I think that's pretty good.
Doc Brown is a weird one. Just gonna let everybody know that.
I almost forgot. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I almost forgot when he said accidentally. I'm like, it wasn't accidental. He purposely hopped in the DeLorean, but I forgot when he was shifting, he kicked on that on switch.
Yeah.
It wasn't just that. He was just trying to get away, and he had forgot that plutonium had already got put in to give it the electric charge. He was just trying to save his life.
Right. See if you can do 90.
Although it was kind of weird that he was going straight for a building.
Yeah.
So, I mean, was it, in his defense, was it really accidental?
Yeah.
Well, if y'all haven't guessed it, I've already said it actually. Back to the Future. If you haven't watched this movie, make sure to go watch it before you listen to this podcast. If not, oh well, just stick around and listen to this anyway. So, this is a good movie, in my opinion, and I want to know who y'all's favorite character is.
It's everyone's favorite character, Doc Brown. It's the best character. He's the best character in the movie.
It's not my favorite character.
With beyond anything, Doc Brown.
Nope. Mine is
Scott.
Mine is the younger, more a little bit weird, I'm going to say, Doc Brown. I'm kidding.
So
So not the old Doc Brown, but the young Doc Brown.
I'm
Gotcha.
about to throw a shocker out there for y'all. Elaine,
Yeah.
Lorraine?
Lorraine?
Marine Elaine,
Lorraine.
That's his mom?
Lorraine,
Yeah.
Is it his mom?
the mom. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like both.
Lorraine. It's Lorraine.
Lorraine. Okay,
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah.
So I like her in a current and not the past, but the current and the past, because she's
Which
so
one?
contradictory.
The old current or the new current? Or both currents and the past?
when the film takes place in '85, that one.
You
And
talking
then
about
the
when she's
Right,
a drunk?
But
When-
she's the drunk smoker
Right.
at the beginning,
Oh,
and then at the end she's still the petite going out and playing golf, and you know
I gotcha.
all
I
like
gotcha.
she is not as like, hey, go ahead, chase after the girl.
Mom,
I thought
you
you
look-
are going apart.
Thin.
I'm gonna go with the drunk, and then the 55, and then leave the new one out.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna
you
go.
didn't like the new age one.
Shit,
You like the
I
one who
didn't-
was
I
more
didn't
like.
really get enough of her to really base an opinion on that. You know what I mean? There
But
just
it
wasn't-
seemed like she was just a more laid back mom.
yeah, and more
laid back,
outgoing.
right? Well, because in a sense, she ended up having to kind of chase George instead of, because Marty got hit by the car,
hmm
and it wasn't George this time. So she kind of
what
had to
changed
go.
the entire
And yeah,
situation.
so and then George had to stick up for her, so it gave her more of a, oh no, like,
Yeah. Instead of
She
loving you
wasn't as
because you got
open.
hit, she loved
Right.
him because he stood up for her and protected her.
yeah, what was it, nurse something?
Yeah, that when you're nursing them back to health.
Yeah, I
Doc
can't remember
Brown
what it's
says it.
called.
Oh,
in
it's
the
it's a
Did you write it down?
yeah. I got it. Florence Nigelia.
Not Nightingale.
Yeah, Nightingale.
Oh, it's Nightingale.
Yeah, Nightingale.
Nightingale.
Yeah, Florence Nightingale.
Florence Nightingale. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I knew as soon as you started saying it, I was like, oh, yeah, it's the Nightingale.
Yeah, the Nightingale. So this movie starts off with a bunch of clocks going and they're just ticking away, and then one of them goes. I don't really know if it goes off. Does it go off? And it
Well,
starts.
they start at 7:53, right? And then it goes. The camera pans around, and then I think it goes off at 7:55, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
8
they
o'clock.
actually go off at 8.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it starts the automatic process of the inventions going off at 7:55, like the TV turning on, that robot arm
That's at
swooping over.
7:57. That's
Oh, was that?
7:57.
Oh, then my bad. But change that answer real quick. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm sorry. Cut
No,
that.
you're
Bleep me
good.
or something.
We've been going long enough. It should be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed that scene. It's probably
Yeah, I like
That was.
the little contraption that Doc made in order to feed his dog is like so lazy but not lazy at the same time. I liked
The
it.
cow can.
Yeah.
The dog food, the cow can.
I gotta ask something. No, R2D2 in Star Wars. I wonder if he was underneath there controlling that robot arm.
You know what I loved? I'll wait until later on, whenever we get to that part of the movie.
Right. Well, anyways, after all this dog food falls on the ground, Marty shows up calling out for Doc.
Oh,
I-
right next to where the dog food falls.
Marty's yelling out for Doc, and Marty's also yelling out for Einstein the dog. Neither one of them are answering, but luckily, Doc calls his own house looking for Marty. Right. So he gets a hold of Marty, tells him that he has to meet me at 1:15 in the morning. Right, 1:15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 1:15 a.m. He says, "I need you here." He says, "Don't worry, Doc. I'll be there pretty much."
Where was it at?
It was at the Win Pines Mall.
No.
What?
It's not
Pine
Twin Pines. It's
Pine
it's
Pine Hill.
yeah, Pine Hills Mall.
Oh, Twin Pines Hill.
Twin
Twin
Pine.
Pines.
Yes.
Not Win. Twin. Sorry.
Twin Pines Mall.
Twin- yeah.
I was like, I know it's not Win.
Twins Pine
Yeah,
Mall. Yeah,
Twin.
there you go.
I remember there was a Pines in there. I just didn't remember.
Twin Pines Mall.
Yeah,
I
Twins.
almost want to say Twin Peaks, but I know that's not it.
Marty says, "Don't worry, I'll meet you there." And then we get the best
You missed him
skateboarding.
playing the guitar and blowing the amp
Oh
out.
yeah,
You're right, Coleman. I did. You're right. Thank you. And Doc actually tells him after.
Marty comes straight in. And he's looking for Doc, and he's all like switching on the things and everything else. And he goes ahead and hooks up, and he's like just gets thrown back, and he's like,
if you remember how
rock and roll.
Yeah, if you remember watching the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles episode 2, whenever Donatello picks up the guitar and plays I don't know, what is it, a keyboard, and amplifies Shredder going flying. That's what Marty McFly looked like.
yeah. You know, I have a problem with this scene. The when he turned everything up to maximum, right, and he plugged in the cord to the amp, right, and most of the time, most of the time it go wah. You know, you hear like a little hissing sound or something. But then I realized, okay, it wasn't even plugged into the guitar. But then when he put it in the guitar, there's nothing.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah,
come
I
on,
was
guys.
expecting it too. I will say I was.
Yep. And
Yeah.
that's the one thing that Doc tells him not to do. Make sure not to touch the amp.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It has a slight possibility that it's gonna overload.
Yeah. So he does probably the coolest skateboarding scene we've ever seen in movie history, and he rides to school on his skateboard.
Because he was 25 minutes late because of Doc.
But this is another thing. Was he actually 25 minutes late? Because
Yeah.
Yes.
where did he get all those
He was
clocks?
30.
Right. But he's going in the future, but all his clocks are at his house. That means he's going in the
But
future.
what he did was he went and reset all his clocks back 25 minutes as an experiment.
I thought
That was the dumb thing.
I thought that he was like in the future or something like that, like already ahead or behind, and then that's why he was like,
First
"Is that
thing to ever
are
go
those my
through
clocks going off?"
Time travel was Einie. Remember?
Einstein, yeah, that's what he says.
Yeah, well, remember when he calls Marty, okay, for him, it's already 8:24, okay? And then when there's 8:25 strikes, and it's really the clock's going off because it's 8 o'clock, for him, it's already 8:25, and he knows because he has the watches on him, right? He has like 3 or 4 watches. So he knows that it's all really 8:24. I'm like, oh, hey, is that my clock's going off? I'm like, yeah, good, my experiment worked. So
What experiment?
I,
That's what I'm saying. If it's been involving time travel, I feel like if those are at his house, if anything, his watch should be either ahead or behind, and that's why I don't know.
well, his watch is on time, but the clocks at the house are behind. I assume his
did-
watch is on time. I have no idea, really.
He did something. I mean, how was he tardy for school? It didn't take him 25
That's
minutes.
why I feel like it was a mess up in the movie. That's all I'm saying.
And not only that, it's not Doc's fault that he's 25 minutes late. Wouldn't he know what time it is when he left the house?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
do
he
concur with
has a
that.
watch. When he goes back in time, he has a watch on.
He was only there for like what, 2 minutes?
Yeah. Long enough to blow up the amplifier and go.
Yeah, and talk to Doc real quick. Exactly. So he makes it to school. What's her face? Jennifer? She's out there. Is that her name? Yeah.
Yes.
She's out there to let him know that I want to call him the principal, but I don't think he actually is.
Strictly.
Mr. Strickland. We'll just say Mr.
Yeah,
Strickland.
Mr. Strickland is actually looking for him. So she takes him around back, which I've never seen in school with the. Well, I guess they do have multiple doors. So I'll let you in this way. They go on through, but they still get caught by Mr. Strickland. Strickland calls him a piece of crap, just like his father, because that's how
Slacker.
crap, whatever. That's how principal or teachers talk to people in the 80s. and the 50s, and he looked exactly the same, which is, I guess.
Well, he
okay.
didn't look exactly the same. If you look in the '85 year, Strickland, him and Doc both have like aging wrinkles,
Yeah,
okay.
neckline.
Okay, cool.
and then in past they don't.
And a little
There's-
bit more on their forehead.
Yeah,
A few more wrinkles on their forehead.
I knew
Yeah.
Doc did. All right,
it was pretty good.
go ahead, Coleman. You take it over.
So whenever he's talking, that was his fourth tardy. So I don't really know what the trouble he was going to be in. I remember something was getting said, but he was wanting to have his band go and play to try and play for their dance.
Mhm.
And
Do you remember what
then
the dance is called?
their dance?
Yeah.
No,
I know what the old dance was called. Not sure what their dance is called.
Their dance was the audition.
I don't think
it
it
just
had a
says
name.
dance audition. Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't think it had a name. Like the old dance was Enchantment Under the Sea,
Yeah.
but for the 55. Anyways, he was doing the audition. The people in front of him go up, and then whenever he goes up, they start playing, and like they don't get 30 seconds into the song before they get cut off and told, "You are too loud,
Yeah.
too loud."
That-
Like music, you are too loud.
That's the shit that pissed me off. First off, you have
Remind
drums.
me of Airheads.
Yeah, you have drums, you have a guitar, and you have another guitar, and you have somebody singing. It's going to be fucking loud. Sorry.
yeah. Well, I think back in that time in '85, too loud means like it's too much.
Yeah.
Like there's
No,
just too
because
much.
that's
No, it was-
Metallica and AC/DC and I mean Motley Crue was like 78, 79.
Right.
Like, that was all like the mid 80s would have been at the big hair scene.
I'm just saying
Well,
the pinheads were awesome.
Oh, they were.
They were.
But it's like current day Cardi B. You don't want your like 8-year-old daughter or 12 or 13, 14-year-old daughter listen to Cardi B. You know what I mean?
I don't want them listening to any kind of rap. No offense to anybody out there that likes hip hop.
Well,
It's just not my style.
Megan Thee Stallion. Some of the crap I've heard is like extreme thirst songs. WAP. You know what WAP is?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Kyle
Well, let's
told
just say I'm not gonna repeat it.
I listen to talk radio, bro.
Kyle told me that it's a
I listen to
derogatory.
talk radio and podcasts. I really don't listen to much music other than 80s music.
Kyle told me
It's the
that
90s music.
Kyle told me that WAP is a derogatory word for an Englishman or something like that.
No, WAP is wet a key. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Wet apples and pears.
No.
Totally.
I think
totally.
it's a female part.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, gross. What?
Yeah.
So,
I
anyways,
mean, that's just what I got from it.
they get past the dance and they're going
Well, he starts.
Yeah,
saying,
the audition,
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
want to play anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, he leaves the audition. He's like, I'm never gonna get to play for no one. I'm just gonna quit. I'm done with it. And Jennifer, I mean, dude, she's a down ass girl. Like, even as she's sitting there trying to talk to him, that girl walks by and he's all like checking her out right in front, and she's still just sitting there. You're such a great person, and you're really good at music. You need to keep it up. Don't let this get you down.
Yeah, because
And he's
she's like,
sitting
if he
there-
makes it big, I got my fucking free spot going up there. I'm his girl. I got him through this. Even though he's
Hey.
going to be having sex with multiple other chicks, she'll still be rich.
Hey, do y'all remember what he said when he was looking back at those chicks? He said, "Yeah, if anything you put your mind to." Like that. And I'm like, good Lord, dude. That's wrong, man. That was funny, but oh man. I was like, dude, that was a different time back then.
It was, man. It's completely different. And that's why people nowadays cannot hold it against somebody that somebody did like 20, 30 years ago. It's just, it doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense.
Right.
All right. Keep on going, Coleman. Oh, that crazy
So-
lady.
So as they're walking, it's also being announced that the mayor, Goldie,
Wilson.
Yep, Wilson.
Goldie Wilson is running for re-election and everything else, and this is all going on in the background as they're walking and talking. So they get up, they sit on the thing, they're sitting there chilling across from like the little diner place on like I guess it's kind of the square of the town, Hills Valley.
Yep.
Hills Valley town.
I don't know if y'all know this. Little towns still have squares, and that's kind of what they were sitting at with the little clock tower in the middle and everything. Yeah, like where we live.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So they're chilling there, and I guess they're waiting on Jennifer's dad to pick them up.
Mm-hmm.
So she gives them the paper, or as they're sitting there talking, this old lady's like, "Would you please sign this petition? The clock tower got struck by lightning."
She's a crazy lady, and she started yelling out.
Crazy.
She was crazy. Save the clock tower! Save the clock tower! It doesn't work no more, but we need to save it. Save the clock tower.
Y'all
It's
both
the history.
Y'all both missed that crucial part.
What?
They were trying to get it on right there, dude. They were
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to get a big ass smooch.
They were gonna kiss,
and then that
they were
lady
about
comes
to
in
kiss and
and shaking a jar. Save the clock tower.
Yeah,
Save the clock tower.
Exactly. She was crazy, right?
Right. She was
Anyways, he goes ahead, he signs it, and she's like, "Well, here, take a flyer, take a flyer." She's like super pumped that she got a signature. But why'd she only get his signature but not hers?
She was only happy
wouldn't you
whenever
have got both?
she was happy when he dropped a quarter in there. He said, "Okay, here you go."
Oh, yeah. That's what it was.
Thank you.
They were getting a corner for Goldie Wilson was trying to preserve
Yeah.
the history.
Yep.
So then she goes away, and right as they're about to kiss again, the dad pulls up and starts honking the horn.
Cock block.
And
yeah.
I mean, dude, I would have been too if I was the dad. I mean, let's straight up be honest.
I know.
I'm not gonna lie. So, were you gonna add something, James? It looked like you were wanting to add something.
Yeah. I was gonna say, but you can go ahead and finish if you want.
Oh yeah.
So,
Go ahead.
no,
She
go
tells him, and he goes, "I'll call you later." And she goes, No, I want to go to my grandma's. Here's the number, 555-4823. So she went ahead and wrote that down for him. That way, if whenever he gets home later on, he can call her and she'll be able to pick up. Because back then, we didn't have cell phones, people. We had landlines. That's all we had.
I don't even think we had pagers back then yet.
No.
No, not in 85. That's like mid 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
was
there
like-
were the super rich people that had like bricks in the late 80s.
Yeah.
The pagers came out after the bricks.
So it's probably early 90s or real late
mid-
80s.
I know I lost mine in 97, and they were already a little bit smaller, so they might have come about like 5 or 6 years before that.
So, I forgot that she gave him a smooch anyway when she signed that number
When
on the
she
back of
came
the
back,
page.
Yep.
she said,
That's
"I
what I was
love
going to
you."
say. Yeah, it's a good thing he got that paper because if without that paper, he wouldn't have got the number, the "I love you," or the smooch.
Or
Or
the key
or
important part later on.
information in the future, in the past, to tell him exactly what time and everything.
What
lightning's
day,
gonna strike the
time.
clock tower.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Marty then goes over
10:04.
goes to his house where he finds his car completely wrecked because of Biff. Biff took it out, and then he says, "You didn't tell me that this car had a blind spot." What are you talking about? Every car has a blind spot. Just look with your
He's
eyes.
like, well, I noticed a blind spot.
Yeah.
But yes, every car has a blind spot.
It doesn't have one when I drive it. Yes, it does. It just you're smart enough to use your brain and look.
Yeah.
So they're able to, or sorry, cut that out. Now it's dinner time, and we get to meet his family. His brother and his dad are super weird, and every time they laugh, they
You're not
remind me.
gonna say what he told. He's like, Marty, I know what you're gonna tell me.
Oh, okay, go ahead. I'll let you do that part.
So he was all like, Marty, you know what? I know what you're gonna say to me. You're gonna say, what was it like?
He
I
goes,
should stick
"And I
up
know."
for my.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, that you needed the car for tomorrow night, He's like, yeah, Dad, and, you know, I've had this planned and for 2 weeks, and now what am I gonna do? I really needed it, and he kind of stormed off.
Yep.
But did he really?
Well, I mean, that was kind of storming. Like kids
No, I
nowadays
mean,
get away
no,
with
did he
a lot
really
more
need to-
storming off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did
Yeah.
he really need the car?
yes.
Well, did he?
No.
They were supposed to go up and
No.
park. They're
Yeah,
supposed to go
yeah,
out
no.
parking.
No, that's not really needing the car, bud.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, but in his mind, he needed that car.
Yeah.
Yep. So we finally get to meet his family. His family's a little weird, and at the dinner table when they're watching that TV, every time his dad and his brother laughed, you remember that? You know that little meme or like that video that goes around where they go like they say a dad joke and they go ah 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 ah. That's
Is that what that's after?
that. Well, no, that laugh that they kept doing reminded me of that because it sounds
okay.
exactly like that. I
Yeah,
loved
he's
it.
all turned around and he's looking at the TV and he goes, like, dude, come on, man, you're killing me.
I love
Like
his
that is
dad.
the most unrelenting acting I've ever seen, dude. Like everyone in the world,
better actors. Him and
Right,
Doc are
right.
the best actors in that movie.
Yeah.
I think so. But it's when I say unrelenting, I mean like there's no like holding back. It's all out there. It's for you to see and enjoy.
Yep.
But
I
that's
agree.
all.
And the brother's sitting there in his Burger King outfit, waiting to go to work,
Yeah.
waiting to catch the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
Oh man.
since when did buses start going around in small towns? Like we live in a
Oh.
small town. We ain't got no bus. Like if it's a big city, but this is a small town. So I was kind of like, don't know if I really
Well,
believe that part.
We got a trolley.
Yeah, I was about to say you probably like can order the bus to come. Because like we do have like transit and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you got to remember, I was around in the 80s, our town, and we had none of it. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't even a thought. None of that, hey, get a ride or anything else. We had bicycles.
Yeah.
Even older people rode bicycles.
We did ride a lot of bikes.
Do
Okay.
y'all remember Pepsi?
Yes.
You got the
That lady Pepsi?
Oh, don't call her that.
I don't know her
that's
name.
That's Clinton's ex stepdad's sister.
No. That's not
Yeah.
her. No, it's not.
Hey,
this-
y'all
You
this
know-
chick-
realize that's
This chick was weirder than
that's Bobby's sister.
was it really?
Pepsi was
There's
yes.
there was two girls. There was one person that was like super weird.
Oh, the one who was always at the skating rink and would like yell at people.
Yeah, that one. That was not Bobby's
Yeah, that's
sister.
Bobby's-
No,
Yes,
it
is.
wasn't.
Hey,
It
all I know-
doesn't matter.
Because Richard, I know it was Richard's sister, and Richard is Bobby's brother.
No, she.
And
di-
you know how I found that out? I found that out through Richard's wife, because I used to tutor her son.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Trust me.
Look,
I don't
look
think it's
fun
the same
fact.
person.
I did a couple skating with her once when I was a kid.
Oh, that's sweet. I was never mean to her. She was always
No, I was
she'd
always
yell
nice.
at other people.
I
but-
just don't know her name.
Do y'all know why? Do y'all know why they call her Pepsi?
Because she
Because
was
she got hit
doing.
by a Pepsi truck.
Yeah, she got hit by a Pepsi truck.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
What? I knew she had an. I thought
Anderson-
she was in an accident.
But
and she
anyways,
was
let's
drinking
let's
Pepsi.
get
No,
back.
she was walking and got hit by a Pepsi truck.
That's fucking wrong, man.
And you're laughing. Why are you laughing, bro?
Anyways,
This is so bad.
after the dinner, he goes up there and goes to sleep, completely forgetting about Doc. But luckily, Doc needed his video camera, and he called Marty to go get it. He wakes him up from his nap.
Called at what, like 12:27.
12:27.
12:28.
Yes.
And it turned 12:28.
Yeah.
Okay, well, since you said that, I'm gonna write. Well, I'll just remember because I'm
No,
not supposed to
it's-
write anything down.
It's not in the. It's not in the questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could have, but I thought if I did too many.
Oh, yeah, I
numbers
got
like that, it'd be
12:28
a
right
dick
here.
move.
That's right. Okay.
Well, I know whenever it first scrolled by the clock, it was 27.
Yeah, it was.
Yep.
And then, yes, by the time he was on the phone, it was 28 already.
Yep. So he goes and gets his camera and he goes and meets Doc out in the parking lot of I didn't get the building's name, but he's out there.
Twin Pines.
Twin Peaks,
Oh yeah.
Twin Pines Mall.
That's right. Twin Pines Mall.
Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks Mall.
He's out there when when Doc shows up. He pulls out a car that looks completely different. It's modified, and it's a DeLorean.
DeLoreans came out in, was it not 83 or 84?
I don't know.
It might have been 85. Hold on.
While you're looking that up, I'll be right back.
Man, I was going to tell him something. You know, when he stands up. Dude,
Okay, so DeLorean was manufactured from 81 to 83.
Damn.
I knew they were only manufactured for about a year and a half because he kept losing his financing because the guy who owned and wanted to design the DeLoreans, he was such a genius, but it was his way, no way other. He wanted no one to get any other, idea in there, and the people who would invest wanted to always have a little say so in it, and he wasn't about that life.
Hey, so look at Clinton's picture and the white light underneath the DeLorean. Does that not look like the Batman symbol?
No, because it's got like three. It looks like a crown, kind of. Looks like if you go like that, it looks kind of like a crown.
Like what?
Like the 3-point crown.
Yeah.
But I can see where it could the white light can kind of look a little bit like it.
Click in there. You can, if you use your imagination.
Yes, if you use your imagination, you can see it. But it's not quite there.
I was telling Coleman that underneath your DeLorean over there, that white light looks like the Batman symbol.
So the DeLorean was on the market from 81 to 83. It was actually came out with the idea in the mid 70s, but it took them 6 years of production time in order to get the first ones to come off. And they were only produced for about 18 to 20 months.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they honestly, the funny thing is that the fact that they kept breaking down in this movie, they actually break down a bunch in real life too.
Not if you take care of them.
I don't know.
I have a friend who has one.
Oh well, I've heard of a lot of people that had said that they're like shitty ass cars.
Hey,
well, the electricals in them are something you have to watch.
I got a fun fact. So if you go to O'Reilly's and type in a flux capacitor, you can actually order one.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't come.
Well, I mean, thanks for the fucking enthusiasm.
I've looked it up at O'Reilly's already. It's pretty cool, actually. So
it is pretty neat.
Go check that out if y'all want to, but you can't actually buy it. Anyways, so after he gets there, Doc pulls out his car and shows him all this neat stuff and shows him what he's been doing this whole time. And then he sends Einstein 1 minute into the future. It's 1:20 by this time. He shows up at 1:21. And he says,
and it's 1:22 on his clock.
Exactly. It's 1:22 on his clock, but 1:21 on the dog's clock. Einstein. He says, it worked. And he freaked out. So he did this without actually knowing that the dog was going to come back or not.
Well, if you think about it, the dog... Okay, look. I don't think the dog could last 30 years, but presumably the pup in the 55 is the same dog as named Einstein as well as in 85. So therefore, if your dog is that old, what's going to hurt sending a 30-year-old dog into the future?
He had a dog in 55? I didn't even see it.
There's a little puppy, and it was gray and white.
Yeah, and it looked just like that dog, and his name was also Einstein.
Yeah, but
All right, James.
Yeah.
but it was not the same dog. He
It-
probably just calls all his dogs Einstein. But he actually, his nickname is Einie for it.
yeah.
All right, James. I want to let you take over the next part.
Oh no. Oh yeah. I forgot.
So the dog comes back. The
Yeah.
stopwatches. He's a minute apart.
So the dog,
Bum,
the dog comes back, right? And he's like, "Great Scott, it worked!" No, he didn't say that. I'm just kidding. But
I think he did, didn't he?
did he?
bum.
It's a possibility. So yeah, he was saying that it worked great. And look, Marty, the two clocks are 1 minute apart. I mean, everything's hunky dory, and they even changed synchronous.
Yep.
I can't speak, but it's okay. We're used to it by now, right? Hopefully, sequence.
Yeah, sequence. There you go.
In sequence. I was looking for a big word, but my brain couldn't find one.
You're good.
Sorry, but anyway, so, and the dog, he gets out of the car and runs and get in the van, right? That big old box van.
Yep.
And Doc Brown, he's like, let me get my radiation suit on, and he goes and gets one of the plutoniums, and he sets it in the I guess the flux capacitor area. What is that?
I'm not too sure.
Anyway, so
No, it is a spot that goes into there that creates the energy. But you
Right.
missed the whole part of him showing him how to do everything in the car. This is for where you want to go. This is for the present, and this is where you were.
Oh,
I thought that was after.
Oh no, because he tells him all that stuff. He gets out, starts going. He's like, "So how do you do this?" And he goes, "Well, I need 1.2 gigawatts
1.21
of energy.
gigawatts.
Yeah, gigawatts, and I can only get that produced by plutonium." He goes, "What? Where'd you get that from?"
You must
That's
have-
when he was going to pick it up.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where I was going next.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
helping you catch up.
I guess I put things out of order. My bad. I'm sorry. But yeah, so he gets the plutonium, and he sets it off in there. And then I thought he showed him. He said, "Okay, so this is where you're going, this is where you are, and then this is where you've been, or something like that." Anyway, don't really matter. And he said how it works is you put in the date. Say, it goes, November 5th, 1955, the year that I had that accident and came up with a flux capacitor.
Yep.
So we don't need the other two dates, right?
November 5th,
We don't need,
1955.
but we don't need December 25th, 0000, or
Yeah, Christmas.
what was the other one? Right,
no.
Christ's birth, and then the other one was
No, I like I said, I was pretty generous on my stuff.
okay.
It's gonna
I
be
forgot
pretty
the
easy.
first one. I'm glad
All you have to do is watch the movie, and you should be fine. Which
Is that
Okay.
November 4th or 5th?
really, dude,
it was November 5th.
shut up, Coleman.
All right. Go ahead.
So, anyways, so he's like, "All right, cool, man." And then the dog's like, "Arr." and Doc Brown looks over. It's like, "What's wrong with Einstein?" And he looks towards the entrance, and it's that van, the terrorists coming to get him.
Yep.
So they pull around.
Which we actually skipped over. The reason the terrorists are coming to get him is because he goes, "Where'd you get this plutonium? You must have ripped somebody off." He goes, exactly. He's like, "Who'd you rip off?" And he says, "Well, I ripped off the Libyan."
Lebanese.
No, it was Libyan nationalists.
Yeah, because they wanted me to create a bomb for them.
Yep.
So I put a whole bunch of pinball parts in a box. And I gave
Exactly.
it to them.
Broken pinball parts.
Hell yeah! What's really messed up is at the first of the movie, they talk the newscasting talking about the stolen
Talking about the
plutonium,
plutonium. Yeah.
and they said the government said that it wasn't stolen; it was just a clerical order or mishap
Yeah, they're trying to
or
cover it
something
up.
of that nature. Yeah,
Even in
so
the
maybe
80s, they're saying
government,
that. Even in the 80s, they're trying to say that the government's covering shit up.
which
Well,
we knew
the
this since
Libyan
50s.
nationalists probably stole the plutonium in the first place.
Yeah.
And then all he did was he ripped them off because they wanted him to make a bomb. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna use this for my experiment.
I want
I'll
to
give
make
you
a
all
time
this-
machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give you this other one."
So, anyways, they come there, and long story short, they chase him down and kill him. Then they try to kill Marty. Marty gets lucky. The gun. Did they what?
Did they?
Well, they
I've
didn't
never
really
seen
chase
them.
him. They didn't kill him. Okay, but they did, but they
They
didn't.
shot him.
It's assumed that he's dead, that
Yep.
he got shot and he died. At least to Marty's perspective, that's what happens. And so luckily for Marty, the gun jams, and he has a chance to get in the DeLorean. Okay, now here's where those numbers I sent y'all last night comes into play. This is where I had a bad moment with the editing crew of the show. So in the first scene, when he's driving around and he's speeding around, and then it finally shows the speedometer, and it shows it getting up to like 75, almost 80 or 85. The odometer is 33,064. Okay, now I'm not thinking anything of it. I'm thinking, okay, I could put that in the quiz, right, and be like really fucked up and fuck
Yeah, I
everyone's
would
world.
not have got that one.
Nobody
And
listens.
I have y'all silenced, so I don't hear any of y'all's talking. I have you silenced on our message board, and I definitely have James silenced on my face messenger. He always tries to send me videos.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's funny shit though. You should watch them.
Oh, I don't watch videos. It's cool. Okay,
Anyway,
keep going.
moving on.
It's
So the second time
3306.
it shows it's going back down. When the speedometer is going back down when he takes that corner, okay, it's 33,061. So somehow he lost 3 miles on his odometer by simply going like maybe 20 or 40 feet, 60 feet, 100 feet, who knows, okay? And then the next time it shows him getting back up to speed again, it shows the odometer at 32,994. That's way off. It's backwards, okay? And then
I'm sure that they were shooting this over a period of time, and the
I'm
car
sure
got
they were.
driven. So
I'm sure they were. They're probably trying to get the speeds and stuff at what they wanted with the camera. I'm sure that's probably what it is. And then the final zoomed in picture of it when he actually hits 88 and goes through the time back to the past is 33,062. So, but yeah, that's why I sent that. I know it's so stupid, but I was like, I caught something that was a clerical fuck up, and I was so happy with myself. But I would have accepted any of those numbers.
Yeah, I'm not.
As an answer.
33,802 is what. No.
Yeah, but those are on the course.
33,062.
Yes.
That's what I remember.
Yeah. So anyway, he goes
I'll
back.
write it down.
Oh, I'm not.
He goes. He goes.
I don't
back
write
in
stuff
time.
down. I do when for a minute, and I'll look at it, and then I don't use this, Coleman. Otherwise, I'd have to fucking keep flipping through pages.
Yeah. So he goes back in time, and he ends up going through a cornfield or a.
It is a straight field that was a pine tree field. That's where he was going to grow.
They had a
pine
scarecrow.
trees.
Right.
Right, because remember
yeah,
he said Old Man Peabody used to
Had a
own
weird-
all this land, and he had a plan to turn this into a pine tree. What's it
Farm.
called? Farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, he crashes through the scarecrow, and then he crashes into the barn. And then the old man and his son comes out and is like, "Dad," and they get into the barn and like he's like, "It's a plane." No, it's a spacecraft.
No, it's one
The
of
voice
these.
Yeah. And so he
that's
opens
where the
up.
Pluto thing comes in.
Yeah,
Huh?
that's where the Pluto thing comes in.
That's where like the zombie from Pluto or something was the name of the
The
comic.
man
book.
from Pluto?
Yeah.
Or
the
Yeah.
man or yeah.
Yeah.
The man
yeah.
from
So,
Pluto.
anyways, he gets out and he's all like, breathing and crap. And like,
And he's
there's
got
an alien!
he's got the yellow suit on.
Yeah. Yeah, he got the yellow suit on, man. And as soon as he crashed, it like popped over his head. Why didn't he remove it? I loved it though. Whenever they all ran off and he comes out, he's like, "Wait!" And they come back with the gun, and he's like, "It's already
It's
morphed.
already turned into humanoid.
It's already morphed into a humanoid." I-
Start shooting a shotgun.
oh shit!
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Go ahead, James. I'm
But
sorry.
he takes off, and he gets going down the road, right? And you see Peabody on the mailbox, so you know it's his farm. And then,
But he also runs into his tree and he goes, "Hey, that's my pine tree."
did he really?
Yes.
I must have missed it.
I must have missed
Yeah.
it
But
too.
he clipped the corner into the baby pine tree and he goes, "That was for my pine tree," or something like that.
How did I miss that?
How did I miss that? We both did. But anyways, he gets going down the road, right?
Quizzes.
And it's somehow daytime.
Yes.
I
It
mean-
was daytime
Yep.
whenever he goes past Lyon Estates.
Yep. So
Yeah.
apparently he's been driving for 5 hours at least to make it
Right.
6:55.
Right, because it was 1:15.
Yep.
Well,
But
yeah,
how did he
1:20.
get from his house in that suburb to Pines Mall in an hour? But it takes him 5 hours to drive back.
No. So listen. So the whole thing is that's all a lie. But he had to go all the way to Doc's house originally, and then back out to Twin Pines Mall.
Yep.
So and he woke up at 12:28, got up and left. So it was probably like 12:30 by the time he got out of there. Then he was also on a skateboard whenever he went and got the camcorder from Doc's house, and then went to there and made it there by 1:20.
Yeah.
1:15.
He
So it was
wasn't.
about 40 minutes.
He wasn't. Yeah. He wasn't gone that long to be honest.
But that makes the point even more. 'Cause
No,
then he
hold on.
drove around.
Look, this is what happened. Whenever he drove off, it was still dark when the DeLorean stopped and he couldn't get it to start again. And he pushed it behind the thing. Then he had to walk after that. That's when it became daylight.
No, it was daylight when he stopped at Line Estates.
Was it?
They
Yeah.
turned it off. They
Okay.
turned off the
then
car.
When it
shoot,
died
man.
and it wouldn't crank back up.
My bad.
You're good.
That means they messed
It
up
looked
again.
dark whenever he was pushing the car behind the thing. So when he stopped, it was daylight. Then when he was pushing it behind, it was dark again.
Just like what I said at
That
the very
was
beginning.
that was the weird part.
They messed up with the clocks and they messed up with this. I'm going to say that he put the
And
clocks
then
in
they
the
messed
car.
up with the odometers.
Yep, and he messed up with the
Yeah.
odometers. Come on, guys, where y'all at?
This is the 80s. There's a lot of weed and beer and cocaine going on.
Dude, and speaking of weed, I want to get there later.
Hey, listen, guys. Look, I don't want to mess with no reefer addicts, okay?
You're home to your mama, boy.
Don't worry, keep going.
Anyway, so, so he pushes the car back and he walks to town, 2 miles to Hill Valley. Which therefore another what the hell moment is how did he go from dark to daylight and just get to his parents' old neighborhood where they live in
No, it
the
was a square.
current. No, in the current where he passes line in the States where he pushes the car. It's only 2 miles, so what did he do for all that time? From dark to daylight.
Well, I mean, by that time, who knows? Like, you don't know how long it took him to even push it back behind there.
Yeah, it could have took him a minute to do that for sure.
So, anyways, he gets to town and he's all like blown
And he's
away.
used to skateboarding.
Yeah.
But it did seem like it was like 8 o'clock morning because George hadn't gone to school yet.
Ooh.
Yeah, it had to have been super early, dude. But also,
So it was probably like 7 something to 8 o'clock.
as
But
soon
it
as-
should have, like, that is like almost a 6.5 hours.
but he does make it to the diner, and then the first thing he does is ask for a phone. Luckily, they had phones in 1955, and he was.
Well, he seen the sign. That's why he went in there.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Public phone for use.
Yeah, so he gets in there and he's like, "Hey man, can I use your phone?" Yeah, it's in the back. He gets on there, looks for Doc Brown's number. Good, you're still in the system. Huh?
It's not what he did first.
What? It's pretty much. We're skipping over every.
What the hell did
like,
you do
we
first?
don't have to get
Oh,
every
okay.
little part.
I thought he asked for a Pepsi first.
No,
Pepsi
that's when he
that
came
was
back.
after he came
Oh,
out.
is that after the
Yeah,
phone?
yep,
Okay.
that's when he came
so
back.
he goes in there, he calls Doc, and Doc don't answer the phone because Doc's not home.
Yep.
Anyways, or he's busy doing whatever. So, and they don't have caller ID back in 55.
I think he thinks that somebody's after him because like he was real hesitant about opening that door at first.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's probably always scheming people, dude, to be honest.
Well,
That's probably when nobody wants to fuck with him. And that's probably also why his house burned down. But who knows?
well, his
Also
house,
could be a failed experiment.
his house also almost burnt down whenever Marty was over there.
Yeah.
So-
Well, when he drove that toy car off the.
Yeah. Just saying. There's a lot of good reasons why his house would have burned down. Sorry.
Right. So, anyways, he calls him up, realizes he don't answer. So he goes out
Which
there.
was on what road? Riverside Drive.
Yep, Riverside
It got
Drive.
changed to
John,
JFK.
yeah, JFK. Yep, there you go.
Who's
John
that?
John
Kennedy.
F. Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
that's the
playing the
president
role
that
of-
got shot.
Yeah.
No.
I know who it is. I was playing the role of the granddad.
Yeah.
Where was he shot?
He was shot in Dallas,
Oh.
dude.
What?
Yeah. I know. Don't do that.
He's shot in California.
Shut up.
No, he was shot in Dallas.
So anyway, so
He was his mistress lived in California.
I don't know.
damn.
Marilyn
Monroe?
or yeah.
not Marilyn Manson.
No, Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
He's actually the reason why she probably killed herself.
But
He got shot in a car. Oh, she killed him. It's killed herself. Sorry.
That
that what you said?
That was before he got shot. Mm-hmm. That supposedly in what's it called? It's all tied together.
Oh, really? All right. Go ahead, James.
Anyways.
Keep going.
so
I'm liking this.
anyway, so he gets out and the old man's like, "Hey, you gonna get something?" He's like, "Yeah, give me a tab." You gotta get something for me to give you a tab, son.
So he orders a
Pepsi free.
Pepsi free.
Yeah.
Pepsi free.
And he's
He says,
like, "What?"
We got Pepsi, but you got to pay for it.
Yeah. So I was wondering this whole time. He drops change on the counter. What if that dude picked it up and looked at it and noticed that this is 30 years in the future change
Yeah.
right here.
Like, yeah, what the fuck? This counterfeit boy?
Yeah. Oh well. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But did you
No,
know?
you're good.
Did you know I'm pretty sure it was in the 50s. Was it the 50s or was it 30s? I got coins right here. Y'all go ahead.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
Hey,
he's sitting
can we?
there. He goes, "Whatever you got without sugar." So he pours him a cup of coffee.
Yeah. Which
And
is caffeinated.
he said- Well, yeah, but he said without sugar.
Oh.
Yeah, dude. After the 60s, I'm pretty sure, or so far in the 50s, they stopped using silver for coins.
They only played them.
Yeah, exactly. So like he would have had different kinds of coins in there, for sure. At least with the quarter and the dime and the nickel.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to get that
Hey,
out there.
you know, let's put something in perspective, okay? Let's just pretend nobody would ever look at the days on the pennies and dimes, nickels, quarters, dollars.
You're gonna notice a silver.
For a
one.
dollar, you probably would. But anyway, dude, you could go back with like $4 in quarters and be rich as shit, dude. $4 in quarters, dude. You could basically buy a car.
Not rich. No, it's $100 for a car. $100 to $500.
Yeah, dude. You take a couple grand back with you, you're a millionaire. I'm
Dude,
kidding.
Yeah, $50,000 and you're set.
Yeah.
that's heavy.
Fuck it. All right.
Hey, I gotta go pee. I'll be right back.
That's
So-
fine. We can. Do you want us to continue?
Power
Yeah, go
through.
for it.
Okay.
We'll power through.
No, I got the question, so,
as
I'm not worried about
he got
missing
his
answers.
he
Okay.
got his coffee from the guy, and as he's getting his coffee, Biff comes in the door and he's like, "Hey, McFly!" And he's like, turns around, and he's like, "Huh?" And he starts walking towards me. He's like, "Yeah, where's my homework?" And he's like, "Oh," and he's like, "Dad, Dad," you know, and he's like, "Well, I mean, I figured since it wasn't due," and it was the same thing Biff did to him in the past. Like,
Yep.
I gotta have time to recopy it. If I turn in my homework with your handwriting, then I'm gonna get kicked out of school. You wouldn't want me to get kicked out of school, would you? Huh? No, of course not.
Starts
Yeah.
knocking on his head.
Knocks in,
All I can say,
puts him in a head hold.
I'm glad that Biff got what he deserves. Just saying.
Yeah.
Little
So-
asshole's what he was. Sorry.
He's like, I'll get it done this tonight, and we'll get it finished up, and I'll get it over to you first thing in the morning. Well, not too early, because on Sundays I don't wake up until late. I think
yeah.
he said like 10 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
and so he goes and like sitting there, he's like about to have a conversation with him, and he doesn't quite get out what he says, and that's when Goldie walks up and he's like, "Why you let them guys talk to you like that? If you let them treat you like that right now, they're gonna treat you like that your whole life."
Yep, and that's when you notice like his dad doesn't ever. Well, actually, you've already noticed from the very beginning, but you can tell that his dad is never going to stick up for himself, and he knows this.
He doesn't like confrontation.
Yeah, and his son knows this, and that's something that's going to have to change, and we'll figure that out in a little bit. Go ahead.
So, anyways, what we forgot is whenever he was looking for a place to find a phone to call Doc, there was another mayor's name being told.
Yeah.
Red Thomas.
Hey, who is Red Thomas?
Re-elect Red Thomas is the town back in the 50s.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's re-elect Mayor Red Thomas. So they're in there, and Goldie comes up, and he's all like, one day, he's like, well, all you do is sweep and mop up the floors around. He goes, but I'm going to school, and whenever I get done with that, one day I'm going to make something of myself. And Marty's all like, yeah, he's going to be mayor. And he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, Mayor Goldie Wilson. That sounds really good. He's like, well, while you're waiting, sweep up this floor.
But you know what? He did it with a smile on his face afterwards.
He did. He
So
did.
that's all that matters. And he did make something of himself because he is the mayor. So
And going for another term.
right, exactly. But he does ask him if he knows how to. No, he follows McFly out because McFly left, and he goes and chases him down, and he finds him sitting up in a tree, peeking inside this window. And he's like,
He was looking at Loretta
he goes,
or Lorraine.
yeah, he goes, he's a peeping Tom.
He's a peeping Tom. He's a peeping Tom, and he goes, hey! And he looks down, and that's when he fell down in front of the car, which is supposed to hit him.
Well, no, I
'Cause it
think he
was
was
Lorraine's
slipping.
dad.
He kept on crawling forward and like inching over. He would have fell even if Marty wasn't there because he was supposed to hit him.
Would have fell also.
Yes, yeah,
Right.
yeah. So
He fell. Marty runs out, pushes him out of the way, and Marty gets hit instead.
because he didn't want his dad to die, otherwise he would not be born. But that was the hit that was supposed to happen that makes his mom and dad fall in love.
It was kind of funny, though, at the beginning of this movie. We went over this. The mom was all like, oh, yeah, my dad almost hit him while dad was trying to bird watch.
Yeah.
Hey, George.
What were you doing?
And he was all
Bird
like,
watching?
oh, what? Oh, yeah. And he was bird watching, all right.
Dude, I'm gonna
More
change.
like cat watching.
I'm changing my answer from the beginning. It's not Doc. My favorite character is the dad. I love the dad. He's hilarious.
He's
George.
really good.
Yeah, George.
George
McFly. All right, keep going, Coleman. Oh, I was going actually, wasn't I?
Okay, yeah. He got hit. He's about to get taken inside.
Well, yeah. Actually, he wakes up inside and he ain't got no pants on, and he hears he's like calling out for his mom, mom, and it turns out to be
Yes, dear.
his mom. It turns out to be his mom, but the younger version. And all she wants to do after she's seen him in his underwear is get inside his underwear, which is kind of weird.
She wants some of that tube steak boogie.
And she calls him, what is it, Rick?
Calvin Klein.
Calvin Klein.
Calvin
Klein,
Klein.
like the clone.
Yep.
She calls him Calvin
Or
Klein.
the clothing brand.
Yeah, I mean, but
He's
the
bigger known for clothes than cologne.
whole time she's trying to, get some.
Well, that's got to be your name. It's all over your underwear.
It's all over your underwear. She's definitely trying to get some. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
She wants some of that, and that's her son, and that's why this movie is messed up. You hear me? Y'all messed up.
And then
Gross.
the parents are like, Lorraine. And he's like, She's like, here's your pants. Put them on.
Yeah, exactly. Here, hurry, put your pants on. What was that girl doing up there with that dude, with that young male that is passed out? Huh?
Oh, he was the
think she
same
might
age
have-
as her. They were both 17.
That's a problem. They're both 17. One should be like 40. The other one should be like 17.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. 40 and
But
17.
why did she
That
need
would
to
make
take
it
off
even
his
better.
pants to put a rag on the head?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know why she
What
took
was
off
it?
his
What
pants.
was that?
That girl is.
What?
Go
Why
ahead.
did she need to take off his pants to like try and like fix his head injury?
Yeah.
Well, she might have been trying to get to both heads.
You know what she was doing. Exactly what James just said. That's what she wanted. She wanted both the heads, and that's why she took off. There's no need to take the pants off, and that's why she freaked out when the parents called for, here, hurry, put your pants back on. And then she's like, that girl, oh my gosh, that's your favorite character.
Yep. That's my favorite character. I'm sticking to it too, man.
So they go
Anyways,
downstairs.
yeah, go ahead. I'm done.
What are they eating for dinner? I hope you like meatloaf.
Yeah, meatloaf.
So they're having meatloaf and some mashed potatoes, some green beans. When they come down the steps, Dad's trying to fix their very first brand new TV set they just got today.
That's
Putting
that's
the
funny.
antenna on it.
I've got two.
No, he was like,
You
Yeah.
must be rich.
they were eating, and they're like, he's like, oh, I've seen this one. It's a rerun, and they're like, no, they're all brand new. What's a rerun? And he's all like, you'll find out one day.
You have to-
And they're like, do you have a TV? He's like, yeah, we have two. And then the mom was all like, Shh, he's just messing with you. Don't
You know-
nobody have two TV sets.
Nobody has two TV sets. Meanwhile, when this movie was made, a bunch of people did have TV sets, but back in the 55, like you had to have some money, and you got that black and white TV, and it had like the little knob on it.
What was the name of that show they were watching?
I can't remember.
I didn't get the name of the show.
I can't remember either.
It's a good
I didn't
thing.
even think
'cause
about
I
that
didn't.
one.
It's not a question. So
Well,
Okay.
I would still,
Well,
I would still like to know.
It was something, but it was kind of a long name.
yeah, I don't remember the name of the TV show.
Yeah, I don't-
But hey, while y'all looking up the name of the TV show, y'all forget that when the mom was introducing all the kids, she said, "And this is little baby Joey."
oh,
And he gets down and says, "So you're my Uncle Joey. You better get used to these bars."
and then the
And then
mom straight up said, "Time he comes out of it, he cries and wants to put back in." So we just leave him there the whole time.
Priceless. Oh, man.
the subtle jokes in this movie were actually super good, man. I liked them.
They are. They are the stuff of champions.
Well, after his mom like reaches for his crotch, he jumps up and runs away from the dinner table and says, "I'll see you guys later." And he takes off. And
Well,
after he finds out about the address thing.
Yeah, he has a dad. Where's it at? And he said it's on the east side of town.
Yeah, and he said
They're
down
off
to
of,
2 blocks and right across, or he said about 2 blocks. What did he say, Coleman? 2 blocks and like around the corner. And he said, well, that's actually John F. Kennedy Street.
Mhm.
And he
Oh yeah, I think he said
Who's that?
like two or three blocks. I don't know.
I think he said 2 blocks and around the corner or something. And he goes,
Yeah.
yeah, who's that? Exactly. And he freaks out because the mom starts touching his dick and he runs away.
Well, she said, "Mom, since his
No.
parents aren't home, and
Dropping the leg.
it's
She started,
Yeah, exactly.
and that we saw on camera.
hey." Anyway, she said, "Mom, do you think he should stay here? He can sleep in my room." And then she said that she grabs his lower thigh, right above the knee.
right. You know, everybody knows where. You know where.
Hmm. Anyways, and I thought that was the funniest shit ever. She's like, "I gotta go. Bye. See you later." Much later. Yeah. Sorry.
Go ahead, James. Keep going.
Oh shit. So he goes on to see Doc Brown, and he finally gets there, right? And the place looks completely different because before in '85, that outside of his house is a Burger King, right? Like right there in front of it. It is so bizarre, right? I'm like, there's a house right there. That's really close to a Burger King. Okay, so anyway, but nothing to fret. He gets inside the house, right? Or he goes up to the door, knocks on it. It's like,
Hey, Doc's house is huge, by the way.
it is. It is huge.
That's what she said. Sorry.
I was gonna say something stupid too. I just didn't want to. I was like, nah. But anyways, he knocks on the door and like turns around, and then Doc opens it and peeps out, like, and then shuts it back, and he's like, oh, what? And then Doc's like, grabs him, pull him in, say, hey man, check this out. Gives it off Einstein, right? Puts it on him, and he said, don't say nothing. Let me guess where you're from. You're from a distant place.
Yes.
Yeah. You're from Canada.
No.
Or where was that? What was the place?
Well, I don't know, but it's no either way.
Anyways, he's from somewhere like, no, man. Man. And he said, you're going to sell me magazines.
I think he said Iowa.
Either way,
Yeah,
it wasn't anywhere. And then he's
No.
like, you're a telemarketer trying to sell me magazines or something.
Yeah, and then he's like, come on, Doc. I'm from the future.
Yeah. You sent me here. I'm in your time machine.
Yeah.
What?
And Doc
21
thinks-
kilowatts or gigawatts?
And he shows the pictures. Well, he shows the pictures of him. He goes, do you know what this means? And he's like, no, what? And he's like, this machine contraption doesn't work at all.
This damn machine doesn't work. Yeah. So he says he completely ignores the fact that he's from the future, right? Which is just, nothing short of mind blowing. But he goes off and is doing something with his machine or doing something else on tinkering on some other crap. And Marty comes on and says, look, man, look at my license. My license says expires in 87. How does it expire in 87? It's 55. Okay, and then he's like, look at this picture. Look at this picture of me, my sister, and brother. My sister's wearing a class of 84 shirt. Like, And Doc looks at the pictures like, oh, great. You photoshopped the hair off or whatever. Yeah, because the brother's disappearing.
Right.
Yeah, so anyhow, damn,
And then
Clinton.
all of a sudden, they're doing something. Oh, and then he shows. He said something, and he shows him the picture again, and the whole head is gone.
Right. And he said something about
He
Photoshop
runs out,
hair.
goes out to his workshop.
Oh no!
Right.
He asked, "Who's the if you're from 1985, who's the president?" Like that's gonna give you any answers of what you need to.
Because you don't know. And he said Ronald Reagan, the actor who's the vice president.
Jerry Lewis?
Jerry Lewis. And he goes off going to his barn.
Yeah. And he's like, I forget exactly what he said, why he's going in the barn, but the whole time.
He's just trying to get away from him because he
Yeah.
doesn't believe him. And he's like, look, I can tell you how you got that mark on your head. You told me the story.
Yeah, you fell off your.
Yeah. You were hanging a clock from off your toilet, and you slipped and hit your head on the sink because it was slippery.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes out, and he's like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Clinton, what you missed was we was talking about when Doc Brown asked if you're from 1985, who's the president? And he said Ronald Reagan, and he said the actor.
The actor?
Let me guess, Jerry Lewis is the vice president.
Who is Jerry Lewis?
He's a comedian.
What?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've never heard of Jerry Lewis. Sorry.
Look,
He's
me and you are
also the
6
one
days
who-
apart, dude.
Jerry Lewis is also the person who he has that like teleprompter thing because he ended up getting like a disease like back in the day, and they still run a Jerry Lewis telethon to
That's
bring in
where I've
money
heard that
for-
name.
yeah, to raise money for whatever he had. It was like I don't
Okay.
know if it was MRS or something like that.
Okay, that's fine. Let's go.
Um,
Don't quote me. I don't know exactly.
Well, anyways, he gets to the doc's house,
I
right?
couldn't find the name of that show.
it
Well,
says
no,
here-
now he's going into the shop, and we
Yeah.
already put the reason. Like he's like, I know how you got that hit on your head. You fell off while trying to hang a clock.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
So Jerry Lewis was born in March 16th, 1926 in Newark, New Jersey. Died in 2017 in Vegas, Nevada. Jerry Lewis was an American comedian, actor, singer, filmmaker, and humanitarian. As his contributions to comedy and charity made him a global figure in pop culture. Lewis was nicknamed the King of Comedy.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all can see it, but
They
this
do
is
the Jerry Lewis telethon.
All right.
this is
I know who Jerry Lewis is.
he's that goofy looking dude. Just a real goofy guy. But anyways, pretty
His name's actually said in a lot of movies.
yeah. He's a pretty good comedian and he's well recognized. Well, for most people.
I don't know what you're doing right now, but you better be hitting that like and subscribe button right down there. Make sure to go ahead, hit it, like, and subscribe. Subscribe. It's free. Just do it. All right. Where are we at?
So he finally gets him to go into the shop and believe him so that they can go get the car. And he tells the doc, hey, come on, I've got it hidden. Come help me get it. They go and they go to pick it up. He moves all the branches that he has off of it. He's like, God,
Yeah.
and he's like, wow, this is amazing. And then he goes ahead and gets it and tows it into back to his little workshop area and starts trying to. Well, that's whenever he's like, look, this is what I drew because that's what he said. You drew a flux capacitor on the whenever you fell off the toilet. And he goes, this is what I drew. And he goes, now look. And he gets in the car door and shows them, turns it on. The flux capacitor
Is there?
shoots
Yep.
right up.
Which is cool. They just flip a little switch and it starts to light up. Ooh.
Even though the battery's dead
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
not right.
Didn't it say it low on Regal something?
I have no idea. It said low
Regal's-
on something. You're right.
Yeah.
It said low on, and it's REG something something. And I was like, oh man, that one's
Regulator.
clicking.
No.
No, okay.
No,
REG something.
It's something I haven't seen before.
it was like Rigagules or something. It was like Rigagules, like kind of like there's gigawatt or the gigawatts. It was like Rigagules.
Well, while they're working on the car back at Doc's place, his mom shows up, and they have to try and scoot her out the door real quick before she sees anything. But he ends up going to the dance with her. Right? Are we at right there?
You skipped a lot of crap.
Sure.
I mean, yes, they were at that. She looked him up. They had to cover the car. She was all like, just trying to talk to him at first.
And
But
she
that
said,
wasn't at that part. Like, they got back, and when they were first talking, they're like, he's like, hey. So they were looking over things. He was just looking for some of the stuff. And he's like, no, you can't leave this house. You haven't talked to anyone else that's in the present day with you, have you?
Oh, that's
And he's
right.
like, I ran into my mom and my dad.
Yep.
yeah. He said
he's
his
like-
parents.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Same thing.
I ran into my parents, and he's like, and then they look at the picture, and then the head is gone from the brother,
Yeah.
and he was all like, "You got to get your dad in the saddle." Something.
Yeah. You got to get him laid, dude, or you're not going to get born.
Yeah. So he got
I don't see
kinda
what
sent
he
him
ever,
back
or
out
what
to-
she ever saw in him. That guy's weird.
Yeah, well, they go to the school, right? That's right.
That's
after
right.
That part. They go to the school. And he has to wait basically a week before he can go home. So he's got to repair their relationship. So he goes to the school. He goes to George. He said, George, I need you to talk to Elaine, or not Elaine, Lauren. Madagascar.
It's Lorraine.
Yeah, Lorraine. And so, sorry for the yawn. Anyways, he said, you gotta talk to her. I think she wants to go on a date with you. And he goes, no, I don't think she wants to go on a date with me. I think she got her eyes out for somebody else. And McFly, Marty's like, who? And George goes, that guy, like, look over there, like he's right over there. And he turns around.
He points at Biff, and Biff is literally just macking on her, and she is not enjoying any bit of that.
No.
You could tell. I don't even know why George would even say that Biff is like, well, that she would like Biff, because that dude, it's nasty. Babe, can you get...
So, anyway, Biff's over there saying, come on, honey, you know you want me. And she's like, no, I don't want you. And he's like, you don't know you want me yet. You don't know until you have it. And she's like, no, get your meat hooks off of me. Meat hooks. What a weird name. But anyways, that's when Marty comes over there and picks him up by the shirt and says, get over her. And he goes, oh, sorry about this, Mr. Biff.
Yeah, Biff stood straight up and like looked down at him. He's like, my bad. My bad.
Yeah. And Biff is like, I'm gonna get you, for earlier or whatever. And
yeah, you've been looking for a fight or you've been looking to get beat up all day, haven't you?
Yeah,
that's what he says.
And so they both rear up, right? And I was like, dude, Marty's got some guns. He's ready to lay down, and or throw down, should I say? Right?
Throw down.
Not lay down. Throw down.
Lay down with your girl, man.
Yeah, you throw down with your boys. No, I'm kidding. So anyway, and that's when the principal Strickland walks in, and he's like, "Hey, what are y'all doing? Is there a problem?" And Biff's like, I'm gonna let you slide this one time, man, since you're still new here.
Better watch your back.
Yeah. Anyways, what you got? That looks tasty. Oh, it's a beer. Well, my taste level went out the window. Anyways. So, they go on to the next scene, and Lorraine's just all like, "Oh, he's just a dream." and what you got, ribs?
Don't worry about what he's doing.
Man, I can't help but look at all that deliciousness, man. I'm like over here, like I'm not hungry.
I gotta cook after I get done. So,
but that drink looked good.
Yeah.
I was like. Look at my list. Like I need something to drink too,
All right.
Anyway, so yeah, go ahead, man. Take it from here.
I don't even really know exactly.
I'm pretty sure he goes to. I'm pretty sure they go. He goes home, right? And Lorraine follows him home, and that's when Doc and Marty's in the house, and Lorraine gets there, and Doc's like, "Quick, hide the car." No, I missed the funniest shit ever. Hold on. So, Doc shows Marty he built a scale of the town, and he had a little wind-up car, and he had he said, so at exactly 10:04 p.m., lightning will strike the tower and run down that cable industrial electric cable, whatever, and run across the street lamps, right?
Yep, and he wants to show him how it's going to work.
Yeah,
so he puts a cable on one end hooked to a battery, and then he tells to Marty to wind up the car, and then whenever he says to let it go, and he's going to shock it at the same time, and as soon as it happens, it goes and catches exactly what he said, but the car catches on fire and almost burns down his house.
And it bounces, it runs off the table, right? And no one's doing anything to stop this, okay? And then it hits the ground, continues to drive off, and then runs into the trash can that has rags and trash. And it immediately catches fire. And Doc's facial expression is Yeah, and his face is like, oh. I
Dude,
love that.
There's a couple times whenever Doc did some like weird facial expression or like scream, it like didn't belong. Like they already
awesome.
got one, they already got like one shot, and then like on the next shot is like even more. Oh. Like okay, y'all messed that up a little
Yeah.
bit, but still really good.
No, you're good. No, and then that's when Elaine, not Elaine, your Lane,
Lorraine.
Lorraine. God, you think you ought to have that down by now, Lorraine,
Yeah, Lorraine.
Lauren.
She shows up. They
Lorraine.
cover up the car,
Yeah.
and then he ends up agreeing to go to prom with her, right? Or not prom, to the.
He's like, oh wait,
Enchanted-
no one asked you.
Yeah. 'Cause-
Not even George McFly.
Yeah.
Did we get there?
Yeah, that's where we're at now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So she says no, he didn't ask me because they set it up to where he could ask her, and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But and then it
Because
cuts.
Biff, he was afraid of Biff.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh,
So
we
we-
completely skipped a scene.
We did skip it, didn't we?
We skipped. Yeah, we skipped the diner scene.
I
when-
heard you straight up say, I don't think she wants to go with me. She wants
That's
to
the
go
That
with
was
school
at
scene.
the
That's
school
the
scene.
cafeteria.
He talks her into going to the
That's the
diner.
cafeteria, and then he chases him across the
Well,
street.
at first he has the dream.
house.
He goes to him at nighttime and tells him that he needs to go and
Ooh.
ask out what's her face dressed as a
Yeah.
as an alien with the earmuffs on his ears, and he plays the loud music. to
What was
freak
the
him
date?
out.
But
I don't remember. Huh?
Van Halen, dude.
Van Halen. Okay, cool.
Anyway, not a question, but it's pretty good to know.
Yeah.
One of the legendariest guitar players ever. Most legendary. Anyway, so arguably anyway.
Yeah, he scared him into going to the diner to ask out Lorraine.
He said, "I am Darth Vader from planet Vulcan."
yeah.
that's what I was going to tell you earlier is like all the different things that he used and put it together because none of it had been made yet. He mixed like Star Trek up with Star Wars up with like all types of. It was just hilarious.
It was the best thing in the world. I loved it. I was like, dude, Trekkies and Star Wars fans alike are gonna be like, no, that's not it at all. But yeah, so he scares him in, and then the next day, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man. I'll be right back.
So the next day he goes to the diner. He tries to get him to go ask her out, but Biff shows up. He ends up punching Biff. They run off. They chase him. They go stuff him in a car. No, that's later. They go and run off, but he does another badass skateboarding scene, and he invents skateboarding. Everyone freaks out. What's this kid doing up on that board? He's able to make his way through, grab onto a couple cars. Biff starts chasing him in his car, in Biff's car, but he's able to outmaneuver him. They slide and hit a thing that dumps a bunch of
Manure truck.
Yeah, it dumps a bunch of manure on them, and they get filled with shit. And Marty McFly makes it away. So, now we're back over at
Where he had to ask her out.
now we're back over at the dock where where he's all talking to Doc. The car scene happens, and what's her face? Lorraine shows up, and he has to go out on a date with her to the enchantment. What is it?
Let's see.
Yeah, Enchantment
Under the
Under the Sea. I don't know why I forgot about that. Enchantment Under the Sea. And that's where we were finally picking back up. But he goes and talks to George. Let George know.
He's like, how am I supposed to go with her if you're going with her?
Yep.
He's like, it's real easy. He's like, so girls don't like it when guys try to take advantage. And he's like, what are you gonna do? He's like, look, it's just an act, man. We're trying to get you to go with her.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, so I'm in there. We're kind of tussling, and you open the door, and you're lying, George. You're lying. Stop. let her go, or
Get your damn hands off her.
Do I really have to cuss?
Get your damn hands off of her. He goes, do I really have to cuss? He goes, yes, God damn it, George, you got to cuss.
So they come up with this elaborate scheme to get George to fall in love with, or to get Lorraine to fall in love with George, and then the scene happens where he's sitting in the car and he asks her, do you want to park? And she starts taking off her clothes because she's parked multiple times before, and she was ready to get it on.
It's really good. It's really good that Biff did show up and take advantage.
No,
to beat
because
up Marty. Because if not, she would have been trying to go to. She's like, it felt like you kissing my brother, but
you think she still would have? You think she still would have tried even after?
Well, no, but the whole thing is he's gonna open the door and there's no struggle going on.
Oh yeah,
so like him. And it's a good thing because then he actually really did save her.
Yeah.
Which made that whole extra thing go over.
You get your damn hands off
her. Didn't have to do the Florence Nightingale anymore.
Right.
No, Biff. No. Leave her alone. Right. And then he gets out. He starts twisting his arm. And he's like, you got to break his arm, Biff. Cut it out. And he turns around and shoves it down, right? Lands right on her tuchus. And then, tuchus. Her bottom. Did he freeze? He froze like that for a second.
I think he did it on purpose.
He might have. But anyway, and that's when George gets to angry at him and like, Goku!
Goku!
He took him down for a fucking spin, dude. Literal spun his ass, dude.
Yeah, he knocked him out pretty good. But while
I missed it. While all that was happening, to watch Marty in the thing, and Marvin was trying to get him out of the trunk because they locked the keys in the trunk with him.
Yep.
Technically, they didn't lock the keys.
Yeah, and he cut up his hand. Yeah. So then they go back to the he volunteers to play a guitar for him. They go back to the dance. Marty's playing. They call for one more song. Marty starts playing Johnny B. Good, and they can't handle it right now.
It's like this is an oldie but a good. No, that's because he went off onto a more heavy song after Johnny.
Yeah, he went to Eddie Van Halen. Tapestry.
You guys aren't ready for that, but kids are gonna love it.
Yeah, he said your kids are gonna love it.
Yeah. Hey Barry. Yeah, this is Marvin. Your cousin. You know that new song you've been.
Hey Gary. This is Marvin. Yeah. Marvin Barry, your cousin.
That's
that new sound you were looking for. Here it is.
And he had the biggest smile on his face, like he done got new talent.
He's never gonna be able to find that kid again, but they know what it sounds like.
Yeah.
So
Johnny be good.
Whew. Man, that's a good song. Way down in New Louisiana, down New Orleans. Yeah. Oh my God, that song's awesome. I love that song. Anyways, moving on.
Yep.
He's going to leave Lorene and George. Oh, go ahead.
No.
So he's going to leave. Lorene catches him outside. George is waiting for her. And she's all like, hey, Marty, I think George asked if he could give me a ride home, if that's okay. And he's like, yeah, no problem. And, George is all like, he's been helping them the whole time.
That good, tap on the chin. It's like, hey, congrats. Yeah. I was like, that's so awkward. That's so awkward.
So, anyways, they talk and all that, and then he goes and barely makes it. And Doc is like, does this kid not understand anything about time? And he shows up. He goes, well, I wasn't going to go back to the future in that zoot wearing.
Back to the future in the what?
Suit. The zoot suit he was wearing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was like, that was not a zoot suit.
Dude, it wasn't that bad for one, and for two. Would you rather miss your time going back home? Okay, the only chance you had would you rather miss your chance, the only chance you had to go back home wearing a crappy suit, or would you and change into something else, like something you came in with, or would you just rather get the fuck out of Dodge and go home and not miss your shot? I mean, I ain't changing. I go butt ass naked if I got to. Okay, like I'm going home. I gotta die and wait at the house. I gotta get it back to the house. Ooh wee. Gotta go park that car.
I'm going home too. Don't worry.
Well,
But he's able to get to Doc. Doc is telling him the plan. Something happens and a tree falls
The
down.
tree.
Yeah, and unconnects their link that they have that he set up. So
Cable.
right, but it's linked together like with plugs. So they have to try and link it back together. Marty, not being smart enough to pull it out from underneath the tree, just tries to hand it back up to Doc. There's a reason it came out in the first place. Just saying. It doesn't reach. He then has to, or he gives him right before that, he finds a letter. The letter is something that Marty wrote to Doc before he showed up there and put it in his jacket, saying that in 30 years, read this, because it's telling him about the night that he dies and he wants to make sure he's safe. So, go ahead, Coleman. You look like you want to say.
Oh, no. So, Doc climbs up. He's all getting there. And he's like pulling on the cord, trying to get it to plug in. He pulls it one good time, and it comes unplugged on the other part. And he's like, so he all like plugs it in here, loops it once, puts it over the arm of the big hand for the clock, takes it and slides down the other end, grabs it out of the tree, and this is all like with like
2 minutes
minute
left.
and a half.
Yeah.
A minute and a half, 2 minutes. Like pulls it out of the tree, runs over there. He's going to connect it, and as he's trying to connect it, like
The lightning strikes.
he still gets right. He still gets electrocuted. He does get plugged.
Yep, and Marty, the car right before that, Marty's trying to get the car started because he goes back there while he's trying to yell out for Doc. Right before all this actually happened, he's over there. He's yelling out for Doc, trying to tell him, because Doc ripped up that letter saying, "I have to tell you something about the future." None of that stuff is working. He says, you got to get to your car. You got less than 3 minutes or 4 minutes. So he runs off to his car. He tries to get it started after he gets to the line because he drives all the way to the line. The car stops for some reason.
Why does he keep turning off the car?
I don't know.
Like he turns off the car at Lions Estate. He turns off the car, or does it stall out up there?
I don't know.
it stalls out.
It has to stall.
Oh, okay.
It has to be
Well,
stalling.
he turned it off at Lions Estate, so
Yep. So the car's not starting, but luckily he gets it to start just in time for him to go. Even though he's late, he said you have to go as soon as this thing hits 0. I've already factored in all this other stuff. It's got to be exactly at this time. But it's not exactly at that time because he waits a good few seconds. Thanks, sweetie pie. A few seconds before that lightning actually strikes. Going at 88 miles per hour, that's gonna put it off a little bit. Just saying.
maybe
Wait,
he caught
what'd you
better
get there?
traction on the road.
Uh,
He's just a better driver than Doc thought. That car probably goes faster than Doc thought. No, actually, I heard that
Or
car
maybe
slow
the
as shit.
wind. Remember, he said that he calculated for the wind and everything else, so maybe it was a little off.
Well, we're gonna hope so that it was off because
well, if you take into consideration all the failed Doc experiments, maybe he fucked up and did the calculation wrong, and it was actually a good thing the car stalled out and didn't crank back up until
you're
a
right.
few seconds after.
So-
Who knows?
So he hits that. The car leaves the fire trail and everything else. Doc gets electrocuted from high heavens, gets up, walks over, and is like, "Oh my god, it worked!" Bullshit.
Hey, look,
Bullshit.
people survive lightning strikes.
Yeah, not like that.
Yeah, but not getting getting straight up and being like, "Oh my god, it worked." No.
Yeah, like
Well, they do get straight up and run off.
no, most of them end up in the
There's-
hospital.
Some of them do.
No.
Most of
Look,
them.
look. Let's agree to disagree on that because I'm pretty sure someone has. Okay,
do.
but
But to get up
Anyway.
and celebrate and everything else, anyways, he goes, gets back to 1985, and there's that drunk old person sitting on the thing, and something was
Yeah, what was
playing
his
on the
name
radio.
again? Ernie or something like that.
Heine is the nickname for the dog.
Ernie, I think his name. What was the drunk guy's name? It's like, hello, Ernie. Thank goodness, Ernie, or something like that. Barney, maybe Bernie, I think it was.
I don't know.
Oh well, fucking. Oh well, shit. Sorry. Go ahead.
I remember he crashed into that thing, backed up, came and talked to him, but whenever he crashed, I remember that drunk guy saying something. I don't remember exactly what he said, but I remember.
He goes.
fucking drunk drivers.
Yeah, he goes. Fucking drunk drivers.
That's what he said.
I mean, forget that there's fire trails on the road, and forget that it's the DeLorean jacked up to the nines. You know, driving off like whatever. But
Well, there's not fire on the entrance point.
oh, there's
is there?
not.
No, it's only on the takeoff place.
Oh, well, I guess that would make sense. Then.
But he gets back to his house. He goes to sleep. He wakes up. He says, "It was all just a dream." Okay, Coleman, what did I forget?
No, he's like, I still have time, and he goes to make
Oh,
sure that
that's
he can
right.
try to save Doc. The car won't start, so he sees the van coming with the people, and he takes off running because he doesn't have nothing. Right as he's pulling up or getting there, he's looking over the little hill with the ledge. He sees Doc get shot, and then he sees him take off in the DeLorean. He jumps over and rolls down the hill into the parking lot.
Yeah.
And then runs over to Doc. And he's like, "Oh, Doc, oh man." And Doc's like, "Hey, like, you're alive."
But how?
Yeah, he's like, "But yeah, how?" He pulls out the bullet. He's like, "A bulletproof vest. How did you know?" He's like, showed him the letter, and he's like,
All taped
"I
back together.
decided." Yeah, but he said something like,
He goes, but what about the future and all changing the future, like the ever fraternal future or something like that. And he goes, thought, fuck it. Pretty much.
he said something like that.
Yeah.
And then he was asleep.
Yep. And then he woke
Then
up
he
in
went
his
back
bed.
home and he was asleep.
Yeah, he woke up in his bed and said,
Came
it was all just a
downstairs
dream.
and There's his sister and brother.
What are you
Except
wearing?
Not his sister and brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. A
What?
suit. I always wear a suit to the office.
Yeah.
And the sister who couldn't get a boyfriend to save her life. It's like, I can't keep up with all your boyfriends.
Yeah.
Who called? Was it Craig or Greg? I can't keep up with all your boyfriends.
Yep. That's what happens whenever your dad punches his school bully. Just remember that. And then the funniest thing is like right before he went back to the future, he goes, "Oh my, how did it work?" He goes, "Well, my dad finally stood up to his to Biff, something he's never done before." He goes, "Huh, never."
Never?
Oh well.
Like, fuck it. We got time now, dude. We're gonna go.
Yeah. He's like, not even in the future. He's like, nope. He's like,
That was one of the best parts of the whole movie. So the whole thing's changed. He's living a
mom
good.
and dad walks in.
Yep, and mom and dad walk in. They're super happy together. Everybody's rich. His girlfriend is
Just got back from tennis.
right, and his mom loves his girlfriend and stuff like that. They just got back from tennis.
She's all like, "Yo, we're about to, tonight's the night. The car. You're gonna be taking the car out with Jennifer, right?"
Well, what are you
And he's
talking
like,
about? The car's wrecked.
And they're like, "What? The car's wrecked!" And they all walk out there, and Biff's out there waxing. He's like, "Now, Biff, remember, you need to put a second coat on there." He goes, just starting the second coat now, or I'm just finishing the second coat now. He goes, now, Biff, what have we said? We don't like to tell fibs.
No, you don't want to be trying to scam me, do you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's all like, well, I'm just starting the second coat is what I said.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah, that's pretty good.
his girlfriend shows up. He sees his badass car, his big old truck that he's
Biff
got.
comes in with the book.
Yep.
And
All
the
that
girlfriend
stuff.
shows up. Good truck.
Yep.
As they're about to kiss again, sons of bitches.
And Marty
don't ever
and
get
then,
a kiss.
Yep. Doc shows
And
up.
Doc shows up. He's like, come on, we got to get back to the future.
Now I don't
In
remember
30 years. And he's grabbing banana pills and beer. After
Yeah.
this. This is
It went green. Hey, he did call the future. They did call the
Yeah.
future because you can use trash to make biofuel.
Yeah.
well. I don't understand.
Sorry.
In the second movie, does the car fly?
It
Oh.
flies in the first one.
Flies at the end of the first one.
Yeah, at
Yep.
the end of the first one. Does it fly in the second one?
Yeah, it should, don't it?
I don't remember if it flies. I feel like it just drives.
Because
Still.
don't you remember it's flying through traffic? Kind of like
in the second one,
Element.
dude.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've seen the second movie. I like the first one a lot more than I like all the other ones.
They're all on Peacock.
But anyways, least favorite part, Coleman, go.
Least favorite part is, I mean, he always interrupted when he's trying to act with his girlfriend. Who wouldn't like? Is that not the worst thing ever? Like, story of my life as a kid. You know, like, damn it,
Wait,
something else came up.
oh, trying to. Yeah.
Yeah.
My worst part, the part I don't like the most, is actually two parts. Okay, it's the present time when that Mayor Goldie Wilson is saying, "Vote for re-elect Goldie Wilson for progress, change, more jobs, blah blah this, blah blah that," and then when he goes back to the past in 1955, I forget the dude's name, the mayor, but excuse me, it
Brad
said,
Thomas.
yeah, elect this guy for progress, change, more jobs, more this and that. And I'm like, it's the same speech. Are you fucking kidding me?
Politics. That's how politics are. They promise
No, it's-
everything and deliver nothing.
No. I don't worry about that. It's the same speech. It is exactly the same speech 30 years later, dude. I know we repeat ourselves, but dude, come on, man. Really? That's my least favorite.
All right,
Sorry.
Clinton.
My least favorite is the. I said it earlier. I kept on mentioning it. What was the thing I kept on mentioning? Oh, the clocks. I don't understand how the clocks are different. I'm pretty sure the experiment was putting a clock in the time machine and seeing if it went forward in time, and that's how. But all of them at his house are different. I don't know. I just didn't understand that part.
Understand
I
the
think
experiment.
he reset it. I don't know what the experiment was, but if he was to set all the clocks into the car, then he would have had more than one plutonium missing. That was on the news that morning that disappeared that night, and the only one plutonium that had been used was the one for the dog.
No, he's got like a whole thing of plutonium.
You're right, but only one was missing. He went to
Maybe
Yeah,
I
but
did.
that-
set
Craig.
one out.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Then the whole setting the clocks back 25 minutes is just annoying for me.
It is.
So, favorite parts.
So my favorite part is where Lorraine is sitting in the. Okay, so you have to mention that the first movie, she's like, "Don't go chasing boys. That's just so vulgar. I don't understand why girls have to go chase. I didn't go chase no boys. I didn't do this and that." And then in 1955, she's chasing boys. She's literally chasing Marty.
Yep.
Okay,
But she didn't. She didn't before because George was in her house, and then how George's character would have been, he would have
Oh.
kept coming back to her.
That's true. But then she gets in the car and she's like, "Oh, Marty, I've parked before. I'm almost 18."
Yeah.
And then she's smoking, she's drinking, and she's like, "Is she a slut?"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to slut
I don't
shame,
think she was
but
a slut, but
Has she slept around? Like, I'm not.
I think
trying
that
to
she had
She
laid
had
out
parked before. I'm just saying, and she started
Yeah.
taking off her clothes, and
She's been to second base.
Took off her jacket.
I mean, her boobs were poking out. That's good enough.
Yeah. Just a little cleavage is all I need.
My favorite part was whenever the very first time that you get to see the DeLorean work and you see Doc's face. Like, he's just so shocked it actually worked. It was amazing. I like Doc's face during that part. That was my favorite part.
I like Doc's face pretty much the whole movie.
It worked.
Yeah. It's like,
He's
Coleman?
the best character. My favorite part was. I don't really know if I had necessarily a favorite part. It was a really good movie, good solid movie, but like favorite part, nothing really just stuck out as just the movie for me.
Okay, that's fine. It's fine.
hey, I have a small fun fact that's unrelated to the movie. I didn't know this, but Doc, what's his real name? That character plays Uncle Fester.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was like, and then after you know that, you see a couple of his expressions, and you're like, that son of a bitch is using the same expression.
Yeah. Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. Y'all ready for the quizzes? The quizzes, Sos?
You guys ready for that quiz? You know what time it is. It's time for that quiz.
Quiz time!
Quiz.
I actually worked up to 12, so we had 12 questions, all 1 point each. It ought to be interesting.
20
All right.
points each.
1 point. 1 point.
20 points.
Clinton
I'm going to lose this one.
Coleman.
I don't know.
Coleman knows this movie a little bit more than I do.
I don't know. I feel like you were doing really good.
Really?
All right, boys. Here we go. Question number 1. What time was on the clocks in the opening scene?
So you answer this. What do you mean by the times? Because you said 2 of them, and then we said another one.
There's literally a digital
There's a
Or
digital
analog,
one that says
and
it.
yeah, so you don't have to read the clock. So there's 2 clocks, but it's the opening scene.
Oh, there's hundreds of clocks.
Well-
But one of them is actual just numbers.
Yeah,
And it says the time.
yeah.
I actually, before I seen that, I thought it was between 2 of them, but it was right next to each other. And then it showed that, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say
So-
it was the one you said it was.
Ooh.
I think that's what it was.
It's the first time.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, no. See, I corrected the time that the mechanic started going off,
Yeah.
not what
right.
time he walked into the door.
Yeah.
Not
So
walked
you
in.
remember.
Not
Not
when,
walked in.
not when he walked
It
in.
was-
Opening scene.
No, the opening
soon as
scene
it-
where
soon
it's
as it hits the
scrolling
cameras.
through all the clocks.
Right.
Before
Did
Marty
we
opens the
say
door.
this?
Yes, we did.
Yes. I said
I'm just gonna say this one. I don't know. I have no idea. I know 2 numbers, and I don't know.
it's 2 minutes less than the one he said. It's 7:53.
That's what I got. Boom.
Yeah, Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, man. I have no idea.
Let's go,
He said
boys.
7:55 is whenever the mechanic started going off, and I was like, no, it said 7:57.
57. Yeah. So I knew 753 and I knew 757, but I couldn't remember which one was which, and I was like,
Good job, man. That would have been a doozy for me to try to get if that was asked to me.
I was
But how-
confused. Sorry.
When Doc Brown calls, how far are the Doc Brown's clocks
How
set
far?
back?
Oh,
Yeah, how far are they set back? All right, we ready?
yep.
25 minutes slow.
25 minutes.
25 minutes what?
He said how far.
Answering
He
stuff.
said how far
I
they
said,
set
how far were
back.
they set back?
Yeah, he said how far they set back. 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Or set back 25 minutes.
Yeah. Well, the actual question I have typed in there is how far behind. But yeah, same thing. So number 3, y'all ready? What happened to the family car when Marty got home from school?
Oh,
See, I make these questions fun.
Boy, if you don't give me credit for this one,
what?
I had to write a novel over here.
I just got done
Well,
too.
I would
Ready?
have took like one name. That's it.
Biff wrecked it
Right
because
by-
it had a blind spot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Biff wrecked by blind spot.
Yeah, I would have just accepted Biff. You know, and it's funny. It's like, is your insurance going to pay for it? And that's what George
It's like,
said. And he
it's
said, "No,
your
your
car."
insurance is. Yeah, it's your car. It should be your insurance. The real question is, who's going to pay to get this beer out of my jacket?"
Yeah. I spilled my beer wrecking into that car.
That car hitting me.
Yeah, that car hitting me. I know.
That's funny. That's great. Question number 4. What time did Dr. Emmett Brown want Marty to meet him at the mall?
Fuck.
We said this.
I know.
I'll accept
It's
either
one-
time that
Clinton.
he actually
One,
gets
it's
there.
one. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
See, look, I changed it for you, right?
I'll give you both times.
He wanted him to meet him
There you go.
at the mall, right?
At the mall
Okay.
at a set time.
Yep.
Twin
He
Pines
called-
Mall.
He reminded him at 12:20.
1:15,
Yep.
and he got there at 1:20.
Yep. It was 1:15.
Yeah. Yep.
Got there at 1.
Technically, he got there at 1:16, and it was down there by 1:17. Because when he got to the car got pulled out. The dog got in there. He showed Marty it was 1:19, and then it turned to 1:20.
Oh, well, then it wouldn't have been 3 minutes.
Well, he got
But
there.
he asked
Well, he
me
got
to-
there. He
It's
looked
fine, I
around
took it.
and he
It's all
walked
good.
down. 1:15
All
is the correct
right.
answer.
Now here's a fun one. What was the name of that mall?
Oh, this one's easy.
We've also
Ah!
said this before.
Yeah, this one's actually super easy.
He better get this. As
I
often as we have messed this up,
Oh no.
Oh, I got it. I got it. Ready?
All right, let's do
Twin
it.
Pines Mall.
Twin Pines Mall.
Hell yeah.
Winds
Yeah,
Pine. Winds Pines.
I kept saying Twin Peaks. I said Twin Peaks first, and then you, Coleman, said Twin
I
Peaks
said
second.
it.
I was about to say Twin Pear, and I was like, Pear's not right. What is it?
Yeah.
Pines.
All right, so moving right along. What was the date that Marty went back in time to?
The everything.
I'll take simple numbers. You don't have to write down the
I
month.
think it's this. We don't have to write down the
I
month.
got the month.
Well, I mean,
I got
in
the
number
month.
form,
I remember
but you
Coleman.
don't have to spell it out. or
Coleman
anything.
told me earlier. That's the only thing.
No,
I
we
can
discussed
remember.
it in the podcast.
Ready?
Yep.
November 5th,
November 5th,
1955.
1955.
Man, I'm gonna have to make these harder.
I mean, you should have got more than. I usually throw in a couple
Glenn's-
hard ones.
Glenn's really just on a like he's really trying to beat me right now. That's what I want. He's trying to remember everything I'm telling him and everything else during. So he's like on a mission to try to beat me at the moment.
I'm trying to make
Well,
sure everything gets said.
At this rate, you are gonna tie. So
You
keep
should
it
have got
going.
more than
You know what they say
nine.
about tired, right?
I'm kidding.
Well, last time I had 15, I got chewed out like that was too many. So
No,
and then I
that's
had double points.
don't ever listen to Kyle.
Yeah. So anyway,
I'm kidding.
how much power is needed to send the time machine back and forth in time?
Or he kind of said it out
You
loud. Did y'all hear me?
Make sure he gets the right wattage.
I'm worried about the number. I'm not worried about the spelling.
What?
Show me yours. Come on.
He's got a gigawatt. It's 1.21 gigawatts.
Yeah.
He's got
yeah.
gigawatts.
Yeah. Now, if I say kilowatts, I'm like, nah, bro. That's way low.
That's why I was saying if he put kilowatt, if he didn't do the
Yeah.
gigawatts, I would have been like, come on, man.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference.
When you said the
So-
number, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's 121.
I'll tell you what. I had
It's at
this originally.
1.21.
1.21.
I had
1.21
this-
gigawatts. Sorry.
I had this originally put down. No, you're good. I had originally put down there for 1 point. I'm gonna change it up. Hopefully, I don't botch it and make it worth 2 points for two different answers. Okay, who visited George McFly in the middle of the night and convinced him to take Lorraine to the dance? And where was that person from? I'll give you a bonus point if you can tell me what music was played. What was the artist of the music played? So there's three answers there. Who was it? Where are they from? And what was the music played? The artist.
Okay, I'm done.
I don't know how to spell the last name of the band.
Look, just give me close. I don't care. Spell it
Okay.
ain't gotta be perfect.
Honestly, I don't know if I spelt the planet right.
I don't care about that either. As long as
Okay.
it's close and I know what it is.
It was Darth Vader from Vulcan, and it's Van Halen.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
Dan, you went one above with
I
Marty.
put Marty on there too, yeah.
Well, I had Marty McFly. See, I actually scribbled it out. And then,
Yeah.
and then he started saying, and then the planet he's from, I was like, oh. And I was like, what? What do you mean he's from Hills Valley?
Dude, if you
From
fucked
Valley
that
Hills.
up, that would have been awesome.
But it was Marty McFly, and he is from.
When he first started
Valley
saying
Hills.
that, I put down Marty thinking that that's what he was talking about. And it's like, after he started saying more, I was like, ooh, that's what
Yeah.
he said. Darth Vader.
I had to, I just put out too.
If you're curious on what the original question was, it was, where was Darth Vader from?
Oh,
Oh, okay.
okay.
Welcome.
And there's Vulcan. So I changed it up. I think I did a pretty good job on the fly with that question.
Yep, that was pretty good.
I mean, it wasn't too hard to fuck up. Or,
Number
no.
9.
Yeah, number 9. Sorry. What time does the lightning strike the clock tower?
Oh. AM or PM? I'm kidding.
I know. I do think that needs to be in the answer.
What? Oh, PM?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
10:04
10:04 p.m.
It is in the answer. I do have 10:04 p.m.
I put PM.
Yeah, I both did. That's all. All right, number 10. What time was
Next
on the
question.
clocks? Oh, sorry. Nope. Number 10. Whose barn did Marty crash into when he went to 1955?
I don't know if I spelt this right.
I'll just take one name. That's all I need.
Mr. Peabody.
Old
Yeah,
man
yeah.
Peabody.
Yep.
Thanks to Coleman, I actually knew that one because I did not know it until Coleman said it.
So this one, I don't even know if I should ask this question because if y'all
Come on,
get
man,
this
we got to
wrong-
keep going. We got to keep going. I mean, someone's
How
gotta win.
fast? I'm stretching for questions here on the fly. How fast does the DeLorean have to travel to move through time?
Come on, man, that's easy.
I know.
I would have said,
So-
like, what was the top speed on the speedometer for the DeLorean?
I think it's 140.
I think it's 120, isn't it?
Oh, it's 100. It shows 95 and then one mark after it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
88 miles per hour.
All right. Yeah. That was a good pat on the back question there, huh? All right. So, how does Doc survive the attack with the terrorists. And we got tied. What is it?
Honestly, I should say this. Well, yeah, see, me and him probably just had the same idea.
This is really the answer, and this is what you're asking for.
Yep, I said the same thing.
The real answer is
Marty's
that
letter.
He read the letter,
Yep,
and
bulletproof
what
vest.
he did was bulletproof vest.
Yeah, I'll give y'all both 2 points.
I love
That
how
was
we
an awesome
both
response.
decided to. I went up and you went up at the same time, and we both went with Marty's letter. That's fucking hilarious. Good job, Coleman.
Do y'all want to end it with a tie, or do you want me to ask a random question? off
Ask
the
a
top of
random
my
question. Go ahead.
head? Okay.
I gotta lose, man. Come on.
We can end it with the
Yeah.
tie.
Who was the president at the time of
No.
1985?
Ronald Reagan.
Who was the vice president?
Oh,
Doc Brown, hold on. Who was the vice president that Doc Brown thought would be in 1985 after Marty McFly said Ronald Reagan?
Jimmy
Got it.
something, right? I don't know. Jimmy Kimball?
Show it. No, not Jimmy Kimmel.
Shut up. Dude, we had a long conversation.
What are you talking
Oh,
about?
yeah, Kevin. Oh, no, it's not Kevin Klein. It's Lewis. Something Lewis.
Yeah. Starts with a J.
Johnny Lewis?
Oh,
Jeremy Lewis?
Come on, what? Are you just gonna keep asking names?
Yeah, it's something Lewis. Coleman wins.
Jerry Lewis.
Jerry Lewis. I knew it was something.
Hey, look, I'm
I
going to
mean-
consider that a tie, but the tiebreaker was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. Coleman won. I want to give it to Coleman.
I think no, dude, you did solid.
That was good, dude. That was so fun. All right, James. Since we don't have Kyle here,
You knew it better than what you thought.
yeah, honestly, yeah.
What?
Since we don't have Kyle here, I'm gonna have you take us out of here.
That's fun. What'd you say, Coleman?
I said he did a lot better than what I thought.
Yeah, who, me? Oh.
Clinton.
Anyways, moving on. We're doing Die Hard, right, next week?
Honestly, yes, Coleman. I agree with you. I did not know that I knew that much about this movie. So awesome. Yes, I learned more while we were doing the podcast because everybody's awesome. Yes, we're doing Die Hard next. Go ahead and take us out of here.
Folks, thank you for watching our video. If you like our content, please like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out a lot. Share it to anybody you think that loves Back to the Future or just likes it, or just share it just to share it. Some people probably put you on mute. This guy. No, I don't put people on mute, but I get put on mute. So, anyways, so yeah, check us out on Facebook. It's anything and everything nerd style. We talk about
YouTube.
polls, memes,
Spotify.
huh?
We're on YouTube, Spotify.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
on Spotify.
Yeah, he'll get there. Trust me.
Yeah, it's a long drug out process, slowly painful. Anyway, so we talk about polls, memes, questions, random content, fun videos, fun memes. Just check it out. Check out our other playlist. It's Nerd Style with me and Clinton. We talk about Star Wars and I think some more Star Wars. And check out his. Oh yeah, you don't do that no more. Check out his D&D. It is great.
Both
if you
of
like
ours.
D&D.
Me and Coleman are both doing D&D. Check that shit out.
Oh, you are both doing D&D. That's right. Check out D&D with these two guys. Unfortunately, the Dungeon Master is David Bowie. I'm kidding. It's Bowie.
Space Bowie.
So my
Space
baby. Trying hard as he
Could be.
Anyways, check out our Discord channel. It's anything and everything nerd style. We're slowly taking off. Just join it, please. It'll help us out something there too. And don't forget to check out Spotify. If you're listening to this, you're already using Spotify or Apple Podcast, Apple iTunes
I don't know.
podcast.
And listen, if you're doing any kind of podcast listening, hopefully we're catching you on Spotify now, because now we're all on Spotify. And if you are hearing this on YouTube, yes, we're on fucking YouTube too. Make sure to go to our YouTube and like and subscribe that shit if you're on Spotify. Other than that, you know,
Now, hold on. Next week, we're doing Die Hard.
yes.
The movie we've all been waiting for is finally coming to a place near you.
Well, 2 people have been waiting for. I told Kayla, I was like, wouldn't it be funny if like we just kept mentioning it and then changing it, and then like 2 years later finally did Die Hard.
I don't ever get one of my movies picked. So
We're doing Die Hard, Coleman.
It's normal.
Yeah. It should have been the Christmas movie, but we took a break.
Clinton said, "We'll take a break."
Yeah, we took a break. Everybody was wanting one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah. Take it away.
All right, yeah. So if you haven't checked this out, or liked and subscribed down below, or even leave a comment if you want to. Other than that, get the fuck out of here, everybody.
That's all, folks.
And don't forget, I'm looking for people to join my Star Trek podcasting. Peace.